Welcome into Duval Daily, presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan DeLugo. Thank you so much for tuning in here on Tuesday, September 10th, second show of the day for y'all. We talked about it. Jarian Jones, Buster Brown, whoever it may be, starting at cornerback for Tyson Campbell, who's going to be out for some time, according to Doug Peterson. Obviously, that's a bummer, but the Jaguars defense played a hell of a game in Miami, limited the Dolphins to 20 points. Was it perfect? No. Is a defense ever going to play a perfect game against the Miami Dolphins? No. So I think they played really well, and right now we're going to talk about the defensive standouts from this one. I'm fired up for how this defense played. I really am. And it starts with Devin Lloyd and Foye Oluokun. Both of those guys at linebacker, they were your top two linebackers out there. Obviously, Foye is a starter. It was a little bit of a question mark. Is it going to be Chad Muma on the field more? Is it going to be Devin Lloyd on the field more? The Jaguars told me it was going to be situational, and ended up being that every single situation the Jaguars defense was in on Sunday against the Dolphins, Devin Lloyd was the one that wanted out there. So you tell me what that means. Devin Lloyd played a hell of a game. He was fast. He was physical. He was alert. He was where he was supposed to be when he was supposed to be there. He made a lot of plays. Foye Oluokun, in my opinion, played even better. And man, he almost capped it off with an interception. It was fourth down anyway, so the Jaguars got the ball back right there. But that would have been a sweet play by Foye Oluokun. It was a good play by him. And he was flowing sideline to sideline. He was giving full effort, racking up the tackles, racking up the stops as well. I thought that those two linebackers helped carry this defense. I really did. And look, I think the backup linebackers did too. Like Yasir Abdullah, Ventrell Miller, Chad Muma, all those guys did their thing in limited action, but Devin Lloyd and Foye Oluokun led the way. And I thought, again, they played so well. The Dolphins trying to hit so many short little screens and short passes, and Devin Lloyd and Foye Oluokun more often than not were there to blow it up, help blow it up. So, kudos to them for a job well done against an incredibly difficult offense to play against for a linebacker. Big time work. I thought, given the circumstances, Josh Hines-Allen, Trayvon Walker, Eric Armstead all played very well. Eric Armstead was not out there as much as the other guys, but again, Josh Hines-Allen, Trayvon Walker, they were out there a ton for the Jaguars. Now, they're not going to be out there necessarily as much as they were with Mike Caldwell because there's going to be rotation. Ryan Nielsen wants to rotate, and I think that's a good thing. Now, I think your best guys should be out there at the end of the game when it matters most. And they usually will be, but Josh Hines-Allen and Trayvon Walker both taking on a lot of double teams, getting a lot of help. Josh Hines-Allen still got two pressures. Trayvon Walker got 2 sacks, even though one of them was, kind of a gimme sack, but still. The second one, that was grown man strength. That was a great play by him, getting his head and maybe a little bit of that hand on Tua's foot, tripping him up, making a big play. But Trayvon Walker was playing big boy football. Josh Hines-Allen was playing big boy football. Eric Armstead got the first sack of his career. That was just a beautiful move on the inside there by Eric Armstead. Those 3 guys I thought all played well. And when I say given the circumstances, what are the circumstances? Dolphins want to get the ball out of the hands of Tua Tagovailoa as fast as humanly possible. I think that even with some of the deep shots where he held on to it a little bit longer today, he was still like the 3rd fastest time to throw in the league this week, 2.5 seconds. He was getting rid of the football. And the Jaguars, defensively, they weren't rushing a lot of dudes, right? There weren't a lot of blitzes or anything like that. Some of the time, good amount of time, they were rushing 3 on big plays. And Josh Hines-Allen and Trayvon Walker were still getting a little bit of pressure. The guys on the back end were holding up when they did that. Every single time you had the Jaguars drop 8 and rush 3 under Mike Caldwell, I was pulling my hair out because you knew they were going to complete it anyways. Not with this Ryan Nielsen defense, and that's exciting. I thought Darnell Savage played really well. And obviously, yes, early on, Tyreek Hill got behind him. As I've said all week, the Dolphins are going to get their plays on you offensively. They're going to. It's going to happen. Especially when you play, I believe it was over 70% man coverage for the Jaguars against this Miami Dolphins passing attack. That's impressive to go out there and be that aggressive with the man coverage and do a pretty good job doing it. I thought Darnell Savage played fast, aggressive. I liked his play. I liked what Jarian Jones did. I know that PFF gave him a missed tackle. I thought holding on to Tyreek Hill's foot and waiting for Antonio Johnson to get there, who should have been able to make a play. I thought that was good by Jarian Jones, and I thought he did well in coverage. I just liked everything I saw from him overall. Is it perfect? No. Is it ever going to be perfect against the Miami Dolphins offense? No. Tyson Campbell, outside of the pass interference and the injury, he played awesome. He was very physical against the run. He was great in coverage. They didn't want to target him. You didn't see his name much at all until the end of the game when he ended up getting hurt there, which is obviously very unfortunate because it's a good football player. And now the narrative from so many people is he's injury prone. And yeah, I mean, he's gotten injured a lot throughout his career. It's unfortunate, but I'm still a big fan. I think he deserves the respect of Jaguars fans everywhere. I thought Ronald Darby played too. Like, I really thought he did. Like he played a good game. Was it perfect? No. Was he part of giving up that long Tyreek Hill touchdown? Yes. I think Andre Sisco was also a big part of that. But I thought Darby did good. I thought Darby did real good. I thought he was competitive. I thought he was fast. So I like what you've got in Ronald Darby. I always did like what you had in Ronald Darby as a corner. The question with him was always the I word, which popped up with the other corner already. So you're hopeful, as long as Tyson's out, you can keep Darby healthy. Obviously, you need one of those guys out there at all times. Miles Cole didn't play a lot, but I thought he played well. You just continue to see his physical dominance. He's not going to face an offensive lineman all year probably that has more impressive physical traits than he does. More strength, length, athleticism. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool to see him out there. Ryan Nielsen called a very good game. As I mentioned, he did what he wanted to do. He did it well. His players executed it well. The Jaguars held the Dolphins to a 43% success rate. That would have been one of their lowest of last season. And I believe that was Derek Klassen who tweeted that out. And then Nate Tice also tweeted out Tua Tagovailoa's success rate passing the ball was 35%, which is his lowest success rate throwing the football since the beginning of the 2022 season. So since 2021. So this defense did a very good job, even with some of the big plays. Like I've said, you're going to give up big plays against the Dolphins. It's how you respond to those big plays. And had Andre Sisco just been able to get that foot of Tyreek Hill on that 80-yard touchdown, trip him up, might be talking about a different ballgame. Ifs and buts, whatever. But I think this defense did the job. Now, according to Doug, they've got to coach up some guys in the secondary a little bit better. But again, I thought all things considered, this being their first game of Ryan Nielsen's defense in Jacksonville, new defensive coordinator, a lot of new pieces, I thought it was really strong. Really strong. Kudos to the Jaguars defense, in my opinion. A lot of standouts. Great coaching, in my opinion, in most regards. I liked what I saw. Let me know what you think about the Jaguars defense in the comment section below. If you enjoy the content, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You can also check out genjag.com/shop, pick up some new Duval gear, become a channel member here on YouTube. Y'all have a good one.